While you're still discussing under the video of this morning, Conte yes, Conte no, Conte yes but, Conte no, no way, never, thank you for interacting. I really enjoyed it, especially if it's done like you are doing it with a lot of respect for each other. I really love that. So thank you for that. But we are already in the future. Parma Juve. Press conference of Igor Tudor. He said a lot of things, but I want to come back especially on two things. Super important. The first one he said, I hate the word caretaker. The second thing that he said was, this team lacks a bit of malice. This team lacks a bit of malice, which explains really a lot, confirms a lot of things that we were saying during this season. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Second video of the day, and I love them, because usually it's the video where you are not obliged to run, you are not obliged to pump, to put a maximum of news to share with the Juventini of the world. You just have 1-2 topics and you have time to discuss about it. That's what I want to do. But before that, I need to say that we are extremely lucky. We are extremely lucky. You know why? I don't know if you read it or not at the moment, but Aaron Ramsey, ex-number 8 of Juve, just became, for the 3 remaining games of the season, the coach of Cardiff City. He was there and he is still there as a player, but at the moment he's injured. And because the coach has been sacked, he will be there for the 3 remaining games of the season. What about the future? I have no idea at the moment. Luckily, he's not there anymore, because you never know. You never know. Him in the team, injured. Of course, Thiago Motta is gone. What do? Another coach, Aaron Ramsey in the locker room. You never know. You never know, because he wanted to be a coach, and then maybe someone from the management would say, well, why not? He has experience in Premier League. He's there at Juve. You never know. But how many games do we miss? 10 games? Let him do, and then give him the club. No, luckily, you never know in life. So good that he was already at Cardiff. No, jokes aside, I wish him extremely the best, because he's a good person. He's really a good person, so I wish him really the best. Let's see if it will be a start of a coaching career or just really something extremely small, extremely short with 3 games, and that's it. Let's see. Anyway, let's go towards our topic, the press conference of today, Igor Tudor. First of all, I want to say that it was a really short one, 13 minutes and 40 seconds. I always pay attention to the timing. Looks like really we were in a vibe, in an atmosphere. Guys, it's holidays, it's Eastern. Go back to your family, to the journalist, but also the journalist. Can we go back as soon as possible? We don't have too many questions to say. So it was short. It's really strange, because actually it was a really long week. The week is not even over. We had the longest week to prepare one game. I believe 9 days between Lecce and Parma. So we could really have gone with a lot of questions that we didn't do. So it's a short one, but a big one. He started, congratulated the Juventus women. Good. Immediately the first sentence, congratulations. Repeating and underlining the 6th Scudetto in 8 years. We already spoke about the women. We did the watch along, so let's go to ours. First team men, because he said, indeed, it was a longer week than usual, but we used it to the fullest, to the max. But you know already, because you read it, a few problems happened during this week that you already know. Yildiz trauma, but we will continue to monitor him day by day. So there is still hope for Kenan Yildiz. I think that at the end, he will be there on the bench, probably not starting the game, but he will be able to travel with the team to Parma, which is a really good news. Good, really good. On the other side, he confirmed also that Koopmeiners didn't recuperate, and that's where he added, and he is at risk. So Koopmeiners could possibly miss the game of Parma. If you tell me, Beppe, who do you have to choose one between Koop or Yildiz to stay in La Continassa? At the moment, at today, without any doubt, I tell you, Koopmeiners staying, and we go with Kenan that already decided 2 of the 3 games played with Tudor. Then he told us what is the plan A, what is the plan B without Koop or without Yildiz, or maybe without both from the starting minute. He said, look, we don't have plan A, plan B. We choose the one that are the best informed, the one that are giving the most guarantee at that moment to play against a difficult Parma. By the way, about Parma, he said it. It will be a difficult team. We studied them. Pay attention against Inter. It's not a team that is just parking the bus, just waiting. Let's see Go back and watch how they really wanted to come back to equalize against Inter. They were looking for the first goal. They were looking for that second goal, and they totally deserved that one. But I want to see what we worked on this week. So it's already the second time that he's mentioning that. I want to see what we worked on this week. This is really a fundamental for Igor Tudor. We work on something. This is what you need to replicate during the week. Otherwise, why am I a coach? You know? And I think it's correct to insist on that one. The lineups, loan players, subs. You remember that we spoke about, it's strange, huh? It's a lineup, the third one, that we don't see a lot of loan players involved. Is it because the loan players, some of them, they already give up? What about the subs? Did you talk with them? Because the subs, last time you complained that they didn't enter really well. You remember these words? Well, he ignored a bit the starting 11, the one without a lot of loanies except of Renato Veiga. But he came back about saying, no, there is no link. But we talked about the players. Post-Lecce game, it's totally normal. I'm sure that in the next game we will improve. So he already actually put aside the discussion, the post-game Lecce word, where he was extremely angry. It looks like that tension, that anger has gone, that he saw beautiful responses for the player, and he's put his hand on fire to say, oh guys, it will be okay. We fixed already that problem, will never happen anymore. And that's good. Probably that's also why he says what we worked on during the week is what I want to see on the field. Set pieces. You remember I said I want to see the set pieces. Unfortunately, we were not able to see them during the open training session, but they continued to work after it when people and journalists were gone because he didn't want to reveal any secret. He said, we always work even more on the things that I don't like. Not that he doesn't like the set pieces. The thing is that he doesn't like what we are doing in terms of scoring from set pieces and unfortunately conceding from set pieces. So these things where we need to improve, we are working a bit more on these ones. But that's where it's really interesting, where he says, look, we miss a bit to be perfect in this exercise. And it's not only a question of centimeters. When he's saying it's not only a question of centimeters, he's also saying that we don't have these huge, big defenders or players that they can come and take advantage of being higher, taller than the other ones. And that's one. So probably that's something that Giuntoli didn't really pay attention to, having also centimeters, one. But then he's saying it's also age, experience, and malice. Look, malice, that's the word. It's something that this team, that we are lacking a bit. Says it all, huh? Says it all. That age, that experience, remember when only youth, being the second youngest team in Serie A, project Juventus, youth, only young players. At a certain moment, if I was listening to people, looks like we could only promote players from the next gen. If they were 23, they were already close to retirement. No, age, experience, malice, understanding, going a bit more up front, waiting a bit. These kind of small tricks. In the past, I would have told you, step on foot without that the referee is able to see it. Now, unfortunately, there is VAR. You cannot use it anymore. But there are a lot of things that you gain with experience, where he says, we are a young team and we are missing it. So if Tudor remains, but I think also without Tudor, this team's on the transfer market will compete with some youngsters, but we also look for some experienced player, which doesn't mean that you need to have 35 years old, but experienced player that maybe have a bit of that malice, understanding and being able to share it. That's also why he spoke really well about Renato Veiga, that I will touch upon later. And that's the first big thing, which confirms what we said. We are missing leadership. We are missing experience. We are missing maturity. That's reflected in a lot of games at a certain moment with players that were not able to motivate themselves. They were not able to keep a 1-0 lead, that they were having shaking legs. And if on the bench you had a silent, frozen Thiago Motta that was not really communicative with the players, was not able to shake them up, to show them the way during the 90 minutes, well, that team was totally lost. And that's also here an answer about not having that experience, having that malice. Super important. That confirms what we said. Missing leadership. Was it correct? Not correct to let a player like Danilo go? A player like Szczesny go? Question marks. We already spoke about it long time ago. Coach or caretaker? That's the second big point. He said it. I hate the word caretaker. It's not even beautiful, he said. Traghettatore. When you arrive, you are the coach. Punto. Basta. Your journey can even be interrupted after 3 games, whatever, even if you have 5 years of contract. This is football. You have a 5-year contract, you do bad in 3 games, they put you out. This is football. A coach is aware from it, but from the moment that the coach arrives, mini contract, long contract, 3 games, you are the coach. You are the coach. There is no plans for the future. Future is today. You learn from the past, you learn the lesson, and then you put it aside. The future can only make you anxious. Prepare to the max so that during the game on Sunday, speaking about Sunday, is an old school and the games were played only on Sunday. On Sunday, you give 1,000. You give 1,000. You give the max. And he's totally right. Stop too much ahead. You know, Max Allegri was saying exactly the same. Partita dopo partita, game after game. Then we will see about the calculation. Game after game after game. Focus on that one. Then the next one. If you start, and especially that team, to make calculations, what if we win against Parma? What if we don't win against Parma? Maturity, experience, having that strength in the mental will be gone. So that's really important what he said. But about that caretaker, remember what I told you in one of the first conferences, if not the first one, where he said, well, about the labels. Yes, there is a label that I really don't like, but I will not tell you today. I told you immediately. Yeah? According to me, that label was caretaker that he didn't like. He doesn't want anymore to have only the label of a booster, a motivator, a caretaker for a few games. He wants also to be considered a coach that can stay in a team for a longer period. And he wants to do it at Juve. This is absolutely not a secret. He spoke about the players. He spoke about Dusan. He said, look, the important thing is that he remains in the game whatever happens. He's not speaking about playing 90 minutes. He's speaking about whatever happens, influence about the referee, a defender that is annoying him, that is using the malice to block him, to annoy him, to put him out of the game. He needs to be focused 100% in his game for the minutes that he's playing, totally in. Otherwise, if he goes and be distracted, he's out. And then he said, but he's a complete player. Look at the 2 assists that he did. The team appreciated it. The goal will come. Look, when he says the team appreciated it, maybe I'm going a bit too far, but was the team not appreciating the fact that Dusan was not looking for assist, was only thinking about scoring because he was obsessed, because he was nervous? I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating here. But he spoke about Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez, a solar player. It's beautiful. Typically Argentinian player who loves football, always positive, always available. He can play in different roles, of course, he can improve, but it's nice to have players like him. We already see a beautiful transformation of Nico Gonzalez. In the last video I said we saw exceptional things or fantastic things from Nico Gonzalez this season. I was speaking way too fast and I didn't pay attention to what I was saying. No, I was referring to the 3 games with Tudor because the season of Nico was far from being exceptional. Anyway, we said it, it's not a secret. Nico Gonzalez is a reborn player with Tudor. Let's see how long it can last. He spoke extremely well about Renato Veiga, saying, look, he's 21, 22, but he looks like a 30-years-old veteran. He has that maturity. He's speaking, he's communicating, he's leading. Chapeau. He can improve, of course, but he has a really beautiful future ahead. I told him, but today we spoke about it. I told him again today, he has a really beautiful future ahead. Of course, he needs to progress. He needs to improve. But a leader like him, one with his personality, that personality is needed in this team. So indirectly confirming a second time that this team is lacking leadership and that Renato Veiga is one that really has that. Will Juventus try for Renato Veiga? I told you yes. At the moment, it's a no from Chelsea. The only thing that at today they could do is extend that loan for maybe telling them, okay, go and play the entirety of the Club World Cup with Juve. After the Club World Cup, you come back. But Juventus, they would love to try. Even if today I was reading names like Kim Min-jae, etc., etc. Look, if they can try, they want to try, but especially not at the 50 million that they were talking about a few days ago. But anyway, today's discussion, that makes no sense because Chelsea doesn't want to. On the other side, if Tudor, day by day, you have a beautiful future side. I will take care of you. Wait, stay with me. Hey, you never know. The player says, oh, I don't want to go back to London. It's not beautiful. I love London. But it's not sunny. The food is not the same as in Italy. But I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, Colomani and Dusan, he doesn't want to answer that question. Let's see. I don't know. You will see. That's what he said. He never wants to answer that question. I don't think that Colomani and Dusan will start together tomorrow. Also because he spoke about Conceição, saying, look, he grew a lot this week, which I really liked. That's the only thing that he said about Conceição. Maybe Conceição could start on Monday. Let's see, of course, the conditions of all the other players. In defense, we are improving, which he loves. We are increasing the intensity and the first pressing. The will to be aggressive while remaining compact. Being aggressive while remaining compact means it's not an isolated case that goes and press. It's the team. Boom. We go. We come back. We play really being compact. We want to help each other, which is the philosophy of Igor Tudor. But he said, I'm sure in the next game we will continue to improve. And that was it for the press conference of Igor Tudor. Look, it's really strange because it's only the third, maybe the fourth time that I really hear him speaking as a head coach of Juve. Pre-game, I also heard about post-games, and I have to say that it looks like I really know him. But I really understand him. Is it his way of communication? Is it because I already knew him as a player, part of the technical staff of Pirlo? I don't know. It looks like his vision is clear. The message that he's sharing in press conference, boom, enters my heart, enters my brain, and I'm super easy while explaining to you. I doesn't need to spend hours to analyze. I understand. Bravo Tudor.